legal basis and the 2016 arbitral ruling in basic education subjects in public and private schools in the province of Iloilo, authored by the Honorable Rolando Vidistura and sponsored by the Honorable Jason R. Gonzalez. I so move, Your Honor. But before I make the motion, Your Honor, may I ask you to recognize the Honorable Rolando Vidistura?
Honorable Rolando Vidistura is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, Mr. Floor Leader. As author of this ordinance, I would like to request my partner, the Honorable Jason Gonzalez, as the sponsor of this ordinance for on the amendment or of the funding, no, on Section 10. May I ask him to be recognized, Madam Presiding Officer?
Yes, Honorable Jason R. Gonzalez of the 3rd District of Iloilo and Chairperson of the Committee on Education is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, my partner, the author of this proposed ordinance. An ordinance enhancing and strengthening the discussion on the West Philippine Sea, including its historical background, legal basis, and the 2016 arbitral ruling in basic education subjects in public and private schools in the province of Iloilo. I have been informed that the ordinance has been thoroughly discussed in the previous session, covering basically all the salient features of the ordinance, and where it got stuck for the unresolved portion of the ordinance concerned the fundings in Section 10. So the edited portion now states that funds necessary for the implementation of programs and activities under this ordinance shall be not less than 1 million pesos annually to be taken from the annual fund or the general fund. The previous provision stated that it should be not less than 1% or 2% sourced from the Provincial Education Management Office or PEMO, which would amount only to around 60,000 pesos, which is too small for an ordinance like this. And kita man, hindi kita yakakuha directly halin sa Special Education Fund. It is not within our mandate to be able to sponsor legislation that directs the usage of the Special Education Fund. So, pero sa nakita natin ang pondo sa PEMO, tama man lang kagamay, tapos kung magkuha ka sa 1%, ang magkuhaan niya 60,000 pesos, which is severely insufficient for the purposes of this ordinance. So, we have agreed with the approval and the agreement from this body and with this body na himuon na lang namon nga not less than 1 million pesos to be taken from the general fund. So I'd like to open up the discussion if there are any queries or inputs on this particular section. And we can even go back to other portions of the ordinance should there be additional inputs or questions.
Yes, any questions, clarifications from this august body regarding the proposed ordinance?
Kung wala na pamangkot, I'd just like to add na ang question of funding for ordinances like this is always a sensitive matter. I was talking to my partner, Board Rolly Distura, earlier nga sa mga among klase nga mga ordinansa ang agreement and onboarding of the governor is critical. And ang sa ato ni ang 1 million, regardless of how you feel about it, whether is it too small or is it too big, no? In my case, I think it is just right. But I am not worried about additional funding that the ordinance may require because I was again sharing with my partner na ang amo ni klase ng mga ordinansa hapos mag-source sa additional funds even without stating it in the ordinance itself halin sa special education fund through quiet inclusion siya sa iya nga mga programa na i-reflect mo ang intent and spirit of the ordinance. Ordinances like this are important because they send signals about our priority as a province. Because initially, one of the feedback that we got regarding the ordinance is kinanglan pa bala ina because it is already a stated national priority, ang defense ng West Philippine Sea. Ang pamangkot is how important is it to be reflected in local ordinances. I think it is critical to reflect it in local ordinances because ang problema sa West Philippine Sea is not only a Philippine national problem, but a problem of every province in the Philippines, hindi lang sang Palawan, sang Zambales, o sang mga waterfront ng mga provinces na nagatubang sa China. We are all affected by it, from territorial jurisdiction to food supply and national security. And in passing ordinances like this, we are sending a clear signal that Iloilo is one with the nation in defending not only our territorial rights and our food security, our national sovereignty, and to reflect it in our education programs together with the DepEd. And finally, I'd just like to report that one of the beautiful things that arose coming from the passage or the attempted passage of this ordinance was the rare participation of some of the highest ranking officers from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Nag-participate sila sa mga hearings and in-approach pa kami by different agencies even after the hearings. Halin sa aton nga intelligence nga community nga basically sharing ang ilang appreciation that a province would pass an ordinance that has a national character. So with that in mind, thank you for your support for this prospective ordinance.
Thank you, Board Member Jason. The Secretariat is instructed to please correct the section 10 for funding as shown in our screens. What the Honorable Gentleman is suggesting that 1 million source from the general fund. So it does not necessarily mean that it will be under the PMO. So please correct that, source from the general fund as indicated in the provincial ordinance. Okay?
Source from the general fund.
From the general
General
fund,
fund.
not PMO.
General fund.
To be accurate to the gentleman's proposal, not less than 1 million pesos sourced from the general fund. Annually. I think you should have
Annually,
a
yes,
time
Madam
frame.
Chair.
From the general fund. Arena, correct yun na.
I-delete kitang PEMO.
Yes, delete din ang PEMO.
As indicated by the provincial ordinance. So, ano ng provincial ordinance?
Wala na.
Ang provincial ordinance number 2024-325 is the establishment of a PEMO office.
Yes.
So since it's going to be sourced from general fund, it is
No need to
unnecessary to
mention.
be included in the ordinance.
Okay. From taken or sourced.
Yes. Sufficient ang general fund.
Anything suggestion ni Board Rolex to dot the I's and cross the T's? General fund of the province of Iloilo.
That would be fine. Pero idugang lang dito nga it's an annual allocation.
Annually. There is a use of the word annually.
Okay. Thank you.
General fund of the
Of the. Yes, of the. Any more addition from the body? Since this is the second reading, this is a proper time and place for such amendments and discussion on this ordinance. Any last words?
If there are any
For
members
wisdom,
present who would like
insight.
to co-sponsor the proposed ordinance as well. With the approval of the author, of course.
The author. Okay, we should hear from the author.
Madam Presiding Officer, with much pleasure.
Okay, so for our secretariat to be able to record that, who wishes to be co-sponsor of this ordinance, please raise your right hand. Mr. Secretariat, please record that Board Members Herminanda, Garin, Kahilig, Palabrica, Javier, De Buque, and Piñol, also and Tupas, and Suplico wish to be co-sponsor of this ordinance. With that, floor leader.
Your Honor, may I reiterate my previous motion for the approval on second reading of item B-2-1 entitled Proposed Provincial Ordinance number 2025-07-02 entitled An Ordinance Enhancing and Strengthening the Discussion on the West Philippine Sea WPS, including its historical background, legal basis, and the 2016 arbitral ruling in basic education subjects in public and private schools in the province of Iloilo as amended, authored by the Honorable Rolando Vilistura and sponsored by the Honorable Jason R. Gonzalez. I so move, Your Honor. Co-sponsored by everyone. Honorable Dibuque, Honorable Piñon, Honorable Javier, Honorable Herminanda, Honorable Garin, Honorable Kahilig, Honorable Calabican, Honorable Tupas, yours truly, and
Also. We forgot Honorable also.
Honorable also. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by board members Kahilig, Mondejar, Palabrica, Javier Pastura, also Garin, Herminanda, and Tupas. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, motion is hereby approved and carried.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader, and to all our fellow board members.
Further, Your Honor, I move that the proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-07-02 be carried out for third and final reading in the next regular session. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by board members Distura, Herminanda, Piñol, Kahilig, Palabrica, Garin, Javier, Debuque. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, the proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-07-02 is hereby scheduled and calendared for the third and final reading in the next regular session.
At this point, Your Honor, please recognize the Honorable Rolito C. Kahilig, author of the proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-09-04.
Honorable Rolito C. Kahilig is hereby recognized for his proposed provincial ordinance.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you, Floor Leader. Good afternoon to everybody. Madam Presiding Officer and the distinguished colleagues and guests, the coconut industry is a vital pillar of Philippine agriculture, supporting around 3.5 million farmers and workers, covering 3.6 million hectares, and generating $3.2 billion US dollars in export revenues in the year 2022, making the country the second largest coconut producer in the world and top exporter of coconut products. Because of this, any threat to the industry has direct economic and food security implications. In the province of Iloilo, thousands of farmers depend on coconut farming for their livelihood, rural employment, and household food security. However, this critical sector is increasingly threatened by coconut pests and diseases such as the coconut leaf beetle, cocolisa, and the rhinoceros beetle. This infestation reduces productivity, weaken trees, and lower farm incomes. Problems further aggravated by aging coconut trees and natural calamities. Notably, cocolisa infestations have been documented to cause significant productivity losses, underscoring the need for timely and coordinated action. And therefore, this proposed provincial ordinance seeks to establish preventive and control measures, strengthen enforcement, and provide financing and support mechanisms to protect Iloilo's coconut industry. This ordinance aims to safeguard coconut farmers' livelihoods, ensure food security, and sustain a key agricultural sector of the province of Iloilo. I hope that each office of the honorable board members have the copy of this ordinance. And I also manifested that this ordinance is crafted upon conducting a public hearing, which was attended by the members of the committee and other resource person. And today, I presented this to the plenary, and I'm ready to answer to some questions or discussions.
Now the floor is open for any member of this august body. Una kabayaw si Board Member Pinyol, Board Member Tupas. So Honorable Joe John Paul Pinyol is recognized for his inquiries, followed by Board Member Tupas.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. In the spirit of strengthening this landmark legislation authored by the Honorable Rolito Cahilig, I have few questions relative to the operational aspects of the ordinance under second reading. Section 4, under scope, this ordinance shall apply to all municipalities and cities within the province of Iloilo engaged in coconut production and trade, including coconut and other host crops. Madam Presiding Officer, I suggest that we define host crops as identified by the Philippine Coconut Authority, the Department of Agriculture, and the Bureau of Plant Industry to be included under Section 3 definition of terms, if the good author of the ordinance would allow.
It's a very good suggestions from Honorable Peñol. Let me read the alternate host. Why ma-include rin mo? The coconut scale insect thrives in various tropical fruits, including palms, fruit trees like avocado, breadfruit, guava, mango, papaya, citrus, and grapes. And the ornamentals and others like banana, bird of paradise, ginger, plumeria, picos, camellia, and sugar cane. And among them, the other alternate hosts, including butterfly palms and wax palms and sagu palms, mangosteen, right, mangosteen. Thank you, Honorable Piñol. We'll include that on the section 3 of the definition of terms. Thank you.
Additional question? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officers. Thank you very much, Honorable Cahilig. Section 10 mandates a seed farm. Does the province currently have the technical laboratory capacity for coconut tissue culture, or will it require a new capital investment beyond the 3 million budget as stated in Section 19?
Very good questions. I'll call the attention of the division, the crop division chief of the Department of Agriculture, the province, Mr. Jerome Magbanwa, to answer your query.
Last two questions, Madam Presiding Officer.
I think we should, are those related to the crop management?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, because under Section 10, we are establishing a seed farm with tissue culture and laboratory.
Okay, if the line of the questioning is in relation to our crop farm, I suggest that we first hear out all the inquiries of Board JP Piñol so that we can suspend the rules and accommodate
Yes.
our good partner here from the agriculture to answer all inquiries. Go ahead, Board Member JP, please state your questions.
Next question, Madam Presiding Officer, is relative to Section 16, because Section 16 mentions the compensation for destroyed, healthy-looking products. How will the fair market value be determined to ensure that our farmers are actually not underpaid? And the last question is under Section 18.2, which mentions the safe disposal. I would like to ask, who bears the cost of disposal, like the incineration or the deep burial, and where is the designated disposal sites? Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Board Member Peñol. The one who crafted, no, and the members of the committee. We have conducted committee hearing with this now, but the one who is knowledgeable of that query is the division chief of the crop division chief of the Provincial Agriculture Office, in the person of Sir Jerome Magbanwa.
Okay, Board Member Cahilig, is there floor leader?
Your Honor, I wish to suspend the rules in order to allow our resource person to answer the question of the gentleman from Pabili.
There is a motion to suspend the rules. Any objection? Hearing none, rules are hereby suspended. The chair would like to recognize Mr. Jeron Magbanwa. Mr. Jeron, can you remember all three questions, or do you want the question to be reiterated again?
Yes,
Okay, let's go first with the first question regarding the seed farm. If it is already included in the 3 million, or are there already provisions in the general fund that would accommodate the establishment of a seed farm with tissue culture and laboratory?
thank you, Your Honor, for the question. The seed farm is actually budgeted already under the AIP, and it's been implemented for almost 2 years already. While the tissue culture is not yet budgeted, and we will request for that through this ordinance. Also, it will support the tissue culture laboratory. While the question about the compensation of the
Confiscated.
is confiscated, so this would probably uh, under doon sa mga products na disappear. So mga like seeds, planting materials during the inspection. So most likely, if it's seeds yung na-confiscate, seeds din yung ibabalik, or we will replace as soon as much as kung pwede siyang i-replace. So usually that's agricultural seeds din ang makompens na makuha literal or for the inspection. So yun mo pala na sulod kagwa sa aton dire. Then in terms of burning, it will be under the BPI, the Bureau of Plant Industry Jurisdiction, because kita sa provincial government wala kita sang authority to, or we're not equipped to disposal. So that would be under the Bureau of Plant Industry Jurisdiction and Department of Agriculture. So in that aspect, Your Honor, I don't have the details on how they dispose such kind of product, but the most common is burning. So I don't have the site where they dispose that kind of infestation, and wala pa kita kagiabi mo, wala pa kita sing experience sa among nga case. So maybe to that question, Your Honor, maybe the BPI could really detail the aspect of the burning, but I know they have that procedure, and they have the place where they burn the affected plants.
Thank you very much for that, Presiding Officer. I'm satisfied.
Okay, Sir Heron, just to clarify, a recap, the tissue culture is already available. The seed farm is the one going to be charged against the 3 million of this proposed ordinance.
The other way around.
The other way around. So my bad. So it's going to be the seed farm already with budget.
Yes.
The tissue culture chargeable against the 3 million. Okay.
The 3 million are only intended for the seed farm, for the tissue culture. It is also for the operations of the border controls and compensation of some other, the whole operation.
Thank you, Sir Jerome. Please stay, because I think board member Tupas has still a question. Honorable Yelito, Doc Darlene Tupas is recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. Okay. As a farmer at heart, I really found this very important. But ang una ko nga na-mention na hindi ko makita dire is ano anay ang breed ang ato nga kwaon. Because last time I asked you ano ang breed, kung ano ang available. What I want is ano ang pinaka-importante nga makabulig sa aton nga farmers. And if you study other crops, may ara gidya nga high resistance to this kind of insect. So kung sige-sige ato ng gastos, gamay ini board, mas nami padakol ang budget. Pero if we continue a part of it or produce for research to pick one nga makabuligid sa aton, nga amo na i-propagate, hindi, ano bala, pores kita sang una sang katigan nga damo sang result, which is available sa PCA, din with this dito gid manugid nga certified gid siya nga wala hindi siya cross pollination, or takunan Japon kita or basta may arang ang product nga damo gi man available all nga makakita kita kay kung subong himuon tani sige Japon ang problema naton like other crops available man ang best crop. So ang first question ko, ano bala ang best nga breed nga gabiton naton kag hindi nga kung ano lang ang available.
So far, sir, with the technical advice and technical expertise of the PCA, those available varieties na ara sa aton sa PCA, those are the recommended diri sa aton. Kay may mga varieties man nga maayo but hindi sa recommended sa aton climate kag sa aton diri abi nga soil texture or structure diri sa Iloilo. So far ang gina-recommend ni PCA as a whole sa aton sa Iloilo is amo na ang kabigan, takunan, Malayan red dwarf, and may ara sila subong na aromatic na gina-recommend diri. But with consideration man sir sa imong recommendation, we will find more varieties na suitable. May mga bago mas lang sige man research sa mga research center sa other nga mga nga like Mindanao nga mo na pwede mga makapuno na just lang varieties nga mo na. Pero that's where the tissue culture thing is very important because kung mag-travel kita from within mga source sa actual seed nuts, it would be high risk din na magdala sa sakit. No? So through the tissue culture, kung ano itong varieties ang mga mayo na recommended man diri sa Iloilo, gamay lang nga samples ang gamito naton, pag-abot diri tissue culture lang siya.
My question is again, is mabalik kita. Ano bala ang aton nga end product or dito? Okay, because you're asking makapuno to sa different market. When you're asking kung sa diin naman, for example, sa mga golden is mas damo sila sa tubig. While sa mga meat naman, ang katigan and takunan and more. So, from the start, ano bala anay ang aton nga gusto nga para diri sa aton nga seedling and tissue culture. So, amo lang ang gusto ko may direction lang kita kung ano ang targets ng provincial because kung paiban-iba ng atong kuhaon, paano kita makakadto sa market nga kadtuan naton. So, it could be different kind of market for different places. Kay damo na kita subong sining galibot ako sa amon sa 5th district, I think you know ang damo plantation. So pero different kind siya. Ang subong isang suggested is just one kind sa isa ka lugar kung may 10 hectares man da, isa for that one. So anong aton nga purpose nga buligan sa aton provincial government to propagate kag kung magnami gid siya para sa tissue culture. Kay before we have sa banana sa national government pagani adto nakasulod diri sa aton naguba ang aton banana plantation. Ang ma-start kita sa Saba, nagsulod sila sa iba na klase, nakasulod sila sa tissue culture pa nagsulod. So for me right now, ano anay ang target or wala pa kita kaset kung anong target na?
Okay, sir. So based sa aton PAFES, we have targeted takunan and katigan as our expansion because these two varieties are subject later on for hybridization. So mo nang plan na craft during the PAFES, and these two varieties are natuto sila maging carriers sa aton hybrid genes later on. No? So ang hybridization is kind of technology nga kung sa diin ang dwarf varieties naton i-pollinate naton with other breeds or other breeds sa aton or strains sa aton coconut para ang nga bata maging hybrid seed nuts. No? So hybrid seed nuts ngayon amo na itanong ni farmer para mag-produce sa more fruits and it has the vigor of both parents. So ang gina-suggest sa aton nga PCA diri sa Iloilo is to focus on those 2 or 3 varieties nga i-puro mo like 10 hectares because later on it could be subjected to hybridization. So example, like in Miagao right now, I don't know if it already started, they have these 5 or 8 hectares nga dwarf na isa lang ka varieties, then it will be now subjected to the hybrid technology nga gina-brown sang PCA. So that would be now the first time nato nga makakita bisang production gid actual diri sa Iloilo sa ginatawag hybridization sa coconut.
So I'm kind of scared sa ginahambal mo, sir. because that's experimental. And we're providing para sa market ang ako niya, para sa farmers nga effective na. So okay lang niya kung may ara nga small for this one, pero ang ginapamangkot ko is what way kung duwa maayo, ano mas maayo ang takon bala o katigan nga dugay-dugay na. That's more than decades na pag-start ko sila pagtanong dugay na. So ano bala ang aton nga target? Because if you say ma-hybrid pa lang kita, it's like experimenting. So 8 hectares lang na, paano kung magka-problema in the future? So ang ako nung siguro, bali, be sure kay gusto ko man ini nga program, but dapat sigurado lang ano ang aim ta, ano ang effective. I don't want to take risk. Nahahimo na last time bumagsak ang sabang nga banana. I think the decades ago because sa tissue culture nga ginsulod diri sa aton sa Iloilo. So if we are experimenting something small scale lang na gani ang aton imuon is something that is effective na makabulig sa farmers, makabulig sa economy. Hindi na ako magpadugay kay nadugayan lang tadi kay ang agree ako sa ammonia process. Agree ako mas dako pa ang budget pero mas gusto ko ang sigurado para sa ating farmers. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Honorable Tupas. We do appreciate your expertise. Grabe, former doctor, no?
We have to start with the border control. For us naman to maintain the market of our coconuts here. Kung ganda na nga mong sudod, kay sa Negros na, harap na sa Negros. And the Negros Island also passed an ordinance for their border control. So kung pabayaan na nato na yung atong ordinance niya ito pag di pasudot yung mga niyog na may mga investigation na. So ang atong dirigin na plano, kag ara na daan, iba ng mga programa sa lubi, kaya ang PCE aktibo dito sa province, mabalda na siya. That is why nga we have to pass an ordinance para sa atong border control, and then the program will follow later on. Kaya rin plano na kita sa mga seed farm, plano na kita sa mga lugar ng butangan, anak tuloy na kahiwat na kami sa coconut tree planting o mga activity in their province of Iloilo. And we have already conducted our coconut week celebration here in the province of Iloilo to provide more consciousness to our farmers sa pagsagot sa mga lubi kag maniyog. And this ordinance will only suffice our need. Kay man sudon kita sang balatian sang lubi. Kaya dugay na ng latian, gina-injection na ng lubi kag ginabutangan bulong sa sulod. And even mga banwa para sa amon to, we have this laboratory, ang tawag naman Trichogama Laboratory, nag-produce sa mga good insects na ginabutang mo sa lubi kag ginapaaway sa mga bad insects. So nakasugod naman kita, but we have to secure our border kaya kasulod ang mga plete ng mga lubi kita baligya dira sa Negros kag dira sa neighboring island natin. That's all.
Thank you, Board Member Kahilig, for shedding light on the urgency of this ordinance. But Mr. Heron, please take note of the suggestions of the Honorable Gentleman from the 5th District because as this ordinance states, this is an initial budget of 3 million. Actually, kamay gani. So, I mean, namigid kung ano gid man ang best nga species para nga mas more ang impact sa aton nga small fund. And then later on, basi madugangan naman kung we have here board member farmers in the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So kadamo sa ko ibigit maka-buliligay para mapanami pag ang aton programa sa coconut. Any more questions, clarifications from the Honorable August Body? So that, okay, board member Disturus indicating no more questions, anyone? Any last few words, board member Kaili? For the ordinance.
To my esteemed colleagues here, thank you for the inputs given by Board Member Tupas and Board Member Peñol. I hope that this ordinance will give justice to the suffering of our coconut farmers in the entire province of Iloilo.
Thank you, Board Member Kahilig. Floor Leader, shall we restore the rules?
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we restore the rules.
Sorry. And to the members of this August body who wish to co-sponsor of the ordinance, Board Member Rowley, please ask them.
Okay. please raise your hand, those who wish to be a co-sponsor of this ordinance.
Ala.
Mr. Secretary, all members present wish to be a co-sponsor of this ordinance.
Thank
All
you.
members present wishes to be the co-sponsors of the proposed ordinance of the Honorable Kahili.
Okay. Floor leader, again, can we reiterate the motion?
Your Honor, may I reiterate my motion to restore the rules?
There is a motion to restore the rules. Any second to the motion? Seconded by board members Distura, Herminanda, Garin, Tupas, Gonzalez, Javier, Debuque, and Pinyol. Rules are hereby restored.
Your
Floor
Honor,
leader,
Your Honor, for item B-2 on second reading, I move for the approval of proposed provisional ordinance number 2025-09-04 entitled An Ordinance Establishing Preventive and Control Measures Against Coconut Pests and Diseases in Iloilo Province and providing for enforcement, financing, and support mechanism and for other purposes, authored by the Honorable Rolito C. Kahili and co-sponsored by all the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. I so move, Your Honor.
so moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by board members Distura, Garin, Herminanda, also Tupas, Palabrica, Gonzalez, Javier, Pinyol, and Debuque. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, the proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-09-04 series of 2025 is hereby approved on second reading.
Further, Your Honor, I move that proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-09-04 be calendared for third and final reading in the next regular session. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by board members Distura, Herminanda, Garin, Tupas, Gonzalez, Palabrica, Mondehar, Javier, Debuque, and Pinyol. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, the proposed provincial ordinance number 2025-09-04 series of 2025 is hereby calendared for third and final reading on the next regular session.
Thank you.
Thank you, board member Kahili. Congratulations. Floor leader, what is the next order of business in unassigned business?
Our next item in the agenda, Your Honor, is the unassigned business. Please recognize the Honorable Amalia Victoria F. Debuque for the action point of the subject matter of her privilege speech.
The Honorable Amalia Victoria F. Debuque is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. The action point will be the first is a resolution urging the Department of Interior and Local Government to further strengthen capacity building programs for barangay officials, particularly on BADAC functions and ethical leadership. The second action point is a resolution requesting the Regional Oversight Committee, ROC, for the Barangay Drug Clearing Program, BDCP, to clarify the validation and documentation protocols for the grant and retention of drug-cleared status of barangays in Iloilo Province in aid of monitoring and transparency. And lastly, a resolution calling upon the PADAC to implement a province-wide BADAC mentorship and coaching system through municipal/city clustering and the designation of trained focal persons.
Thank you, Board Member Amalia. Floor leader, Board Member Distura is recognized for his questions. Are you ready?
Madam Presiding Officer, this is just a gentle suggestion. I see here Board June has a proposed ordinance also.
Yes.
And I believe this will also go into a committee hearing.
Yes.
So I would also suggest, Madam Presiding Officer, since these are suggestions, if we will pass a resolution, but again, can this be also be included in the topics in the future committee hearing of the proposed ordinance?
What is the proposed ordinance of Board Member June, which
Yes,
is yet
there's
to
a
be?
proposed ordinance here. We have a copy. The ordinance organizing the barangay Bantay Droga and prescribing their duties and functions. Bantay Barangay, Barangay Bantay Droga. So we're talking about barangay here. Thank you.
Board Member Nestor, I don't see any problem that these topics will be discussed for the committee hearing of the proposed ordinance of Board June Mondehar. So it is fine with me if it will be included.
Don't worry, we are here to support.
Okay, next question. Dumuan niyo pa. Board Member Kahilig, you are recognized.
Board Member Tibuque,
Yes, Board.
may I ask?
Yes, Board.
Can I co-sponsor?
Yes, Board.
Thank you.
This is Any more question? Board Member Rica, do you have a question to Board Member Amalia? Board Member Javier? Anyone? Okay na?
Thank you.
Okay ka na? Kaya mo ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Floor leader, can you please reiterate?
Your Honor, I would like to state that we can approve these 3 resolutions because of the urgency of the situation.
Yes.
I think last week a barangay captain was arrested in a bypass operations in the town of Sara. It was an incumbent barangay captain. So I think the drug situation is getting worse in the province of Iloilo. For this purpose, Your Honor, I wish to ask the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to pass a resolution proposed by the Honorable Amalia Victoria F. Tibuque entitled a resolution urging the Department of the Interior and Local Government, DILG, Iloilo Provincial Office to further strengthen capacity building programs for barangay officials in the province of Iloilo, particularly on Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council, BADA, functions and ethical leadership.
Okay, nagapahingagaw.
If anyone who wants to co-sponsor also,
The resolution, please raise your hand. Mr. Secretariat, please record. All members.
All members present are manifested their support to the proposed resolutions of the board members.
But that's not yet the approval. It's just a request for sponsorship.
So, Your Honor,
You're on second. Proposed resolution number 2.
resolution number 2 is a resolution proposed again by the Honorable Amalia Victoria F. Tibuque entitled a resolution requesting the Regional Oversight Committee, ROC, for the Barangay Drug Clearing Program, BDCP, to clarify the validation and documentation protocols for the grant and retention of drug cleared status of barangays in Iloilo Province in aid of monitoring and transparency. And the third, Your Honor, is entitled a resolution calling upon the Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, PADAC, a resolution calling upon the Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, PADAC, of Iloilo to implement a province-wide Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council, PADAC, mentorship and coaching system through the municipal city clustering and the designation of trained focal persons. So, Your Honor, we have 3 proposed resolutions sponsored by the Honorable Amalia Victoria F. Tibuque and co-sponsored by everyone present here. So I move, Your Honor, that we approve this one after another. The first, Your Honor, may I reiterate, a resolution urging the Department of the Interior and Local Government, DILG, in the provincial office to further strengthen capacity building programs for barangay officials in the province of Iloilo, particularly on Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council, BADA, functions and ethical leadership. Your Honor, I move that we pass this resolution. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved, seconded by Distura, Herminanda, Garin, Tupas, also Gonzales Palabrica, Kahilig, Mondejan, all members present. Unanimously seconded. There being no question, discussion, motion is hereby approved and carried.
For the second resolution, Your Honor, entitled a resolution requesting Regional Oversight Committee, ROC, for the Barangay Drug Clearing Program, BDCP, to clarify the validation and documentation protocols for the grant and retention of drug cleared status of barangays in Iloilo Province in aid of monitoring and transparency program. I move, Your Honor, that we pass this resolution.
So moved, seconded by all members present. All members present. Motion is hereby approved and carried.
The third resolution, Your Honor, is entitled a resolution calling upon the Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, PADA, of Iloilo to implement a province-wide barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council, BADA, mentorship and coaching system through municipal city clustering and the designation of trained focal persons. Your Honor, I move that we approve this resolution.
So moved, seconded by unanimously seconded. Motion is hereby approved and carried. Thank you. Okay. Floor leader, what is the next order
Your
for
Honor, for
unassigned
our
business?
next item under unassigned business, please recognize the Honorable Isara Aldiga Javier for a proposed resolution entitled Resolution Extending Congratulations and Official Recognition to the West Visayas State University College of Law for their exemplary performance in the 2025 Philippine Bar Examinations.
Honorable Sara Andica Javier is recognized for her proposed ordinance. Resolution.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer and Floor Leader. So, my proposed resolution is resolution extending congratulations and official recognition to the West Visayas State University College of Law for their exemplary performance in the 2025 Philippine Bar Examination. Whereas the Philippine Bar Examination is conducted annually by the Supreme Court to determine the admission of qualified applicants to practice law in the Philippines. Whereas the province of Iloilo acknowledges the effort of West Visayas State University College of Law community in producing individuals with exceptional talent, skills, and competency in the field of law. Whereas the 2025 bar exam results exhibited an exemplary performance from the examinees of the West Visayas State University College of Law, which resulted to a 100% passing rate, demonstrating exceptional academic excellence and profound legal proficiency, and affirming their readiness to serve as vital contribution to the Philippine legal system. In view of the foregoing, be it resolved as it is hereby resolved to pass resolution congratulating and giving due recognition to West Visayas State University College of Law for their exemplary performance as the top one law school in the Philippines with 11 to 50 examinees. Thank you.
Floor leader.
Your Honor, I move that we pass a resolution sponsored by the Honorable Isara Aldiga Javier entitled A Resolution Extending Congratulations and Official Recognition to the West Visayas State University College of Law for their exemplary performance in the 2025 Philippine Bar Examinations, subject to the style and language of our Secretary. I so move, Your Honor.
Floor leader, Board Member Isara, are you open to inviting your colleagues to be a co-sponsor of this proposed resolution?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer.
As amended, Floor Leader, there is a motion to pass a resolution extending congratulations and official recognition to the West Visayas State University College of Law for their exemplary performance in the 2025 Philippine Bar Examinations as sponsored by Honorable Isara Andica Javier and co-sponsored by all members present. So any second to the motion? Unanimously seconded. Motion is hereby approved and carried.
Thank you.
Okay, what is the next unassigned business?
For our unassigned business, for another item under the unassigned business, Your Honor, we have here a letter dated January 19, 2026 from the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. requesting for authority to sign the herein sisterhood agreement between the City of San Juan, Metro Manila, and the Province of Iloilo that aims to strengthen friendship and institute a working venue communication in facilitating exchange of information and technology, urban planning, policies and development, socio-cultural activities, income generating strategies and fiscal management, healthcare facilitation, public education intensification, tourism promotion, and other important aspects of local governance that are beneficial to both local government units. The Provincial Legal Office has attached its favorable opinion on this request, and the Governor has certified for the immediate enactment of the requested resolution so that the sisterhood agreement can be implemented immediately. Your Honor, I move that we pass a resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to sign the sister road agreement between the City of San Juan Iloilo and the Province of Iloilo as proposed. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Are there questions, Board Member Kaili? Okay, so moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by Board Members Tufas, Herminanda, Guerin, Pinyol, Gonzales, Palabrica, Mondejar, Debuque, and Javier. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, motion is hereby approved and carried.
Your Honor.
To pay. Nagapanabo na guro sa lamig. Ato nga provincial legal officer. Stay strong, Attorney Dennis. May isa pa. Di ba? May isa pa? Yes, last one. Thank you, Attorney Dennis.
Your Honor, for our last item under the unassigned business, we have here a letter from the Honorable Arthur R. Defensor Jr., Governor, dated January 14, 2026, to the Honorable Members, Sangguniang Palalawigan, Province of Iloilo, on the Memorandum of Agreement on Solar Solutions for Government, Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy in Public Buildings. The letter states, the letter requests for authority to sign the attached Memorandum of Agreement between the Department of Energy and the Iloilo Provincial Government for the implementation of the Solar Solutions for Government, Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy in Public Buildings program of the Department of Energy to institutionalize the energy efficiency and renewable energy in the public sector. The Governor has certified for the immediate enactment of the above mentioned requested authority in order that he may implement the program immediately. I so move, Your Honor.
So move. Any second?
Your Honor, I move that we pass a resolution authorizing the Governor to sign the stated memorandum of agreement between the Iloilo Provincial Government and the Department of Energy. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Okay, our renewable energy champion. Unang ito bayaw. Seconded by Board Members Lisura, Herminanda, Garin, Tupas, Kailig, Mondejar, Palabrica, Javier, Debuque, and Pinyol. Motion, any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, motion is hereby approved and carried. Attorney Dennis, thank you very much for your time. Ikaw long-standing. Approved na, attorney. Thank you.
Okay.
We are still in unassigned business, correct, Lord Leader?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now it is open for members of this august body for your proposed resolutions. We are manifestations. Board Member June Mondejar. Board, nawalan to kasi Board 2, pas nagatulog tayo ng privilege speech kina-manifest beforehand. Kaya kinahatagan sa kopya. Why to manifest si Board, may anong sa, okay, ano tawag, the chair declares a recess. Kung gusto tagid nga sundon ang atong internal rules, supposed to be privilege speech, we have to manifest the day before, and then ang copy should be provided before 11:30. Gusto ni Board Member June mag-privilege speech regarding sa drugsman, but ang worry ko lang, kung sundon tagid nga rules, nakahatag si Board June sa inyong kopya before 11:30, pero waay siya ka-manifest sa secretariat yesterday. Why siya nakabutang sa ato ng agenda. So kung okay man lang ang ato ng mga kaupod nga malax kita sa amon kay total ang manifestation mo lang ang kulang, allow ta si Board Member June nga mag-deliver sa privilege speech sa iya unassigned business. Board Member Doctor, because we have to be fair on the privilege speech. Okay. So if we stick to the follow of the rules, okay. Okay. Klaro sa tanan ha. As a presiding officer, dapat masunod din kita sa rules. Parehas kay Dr. Ako na nga very conscious din kita. I think we have to be fair. If we stick, we are fair to everyone without prejudice. But on another side, argue ang ibang members natin considering the drug problem na very alarming, we have to balance it out with the urgency. Kung majority sa aton yung mga members would wish to accommodate, sige pasugtan ta. Pero ga-remind din ako sa inyo ha, especially sa aton ng privileged speeches, ano ang importante, according to our rules, kung hindi ka mo makapa-agenda, makapa-calendar, at least manifest the day before. After mo mag-manifest, dapat makahatagin ka mo sa kopya sa inyong privileged speech before 11:30 a.m. of the day of the session. Yes, for Doctor. Ano na kita, naka-recess kita? You could speak. Yes, wala kodigo. Ma-extemporaneous ka board June. Can any board member can stand up actually on any matter during an assigned business once recognized? Yes. Ano we have legal by bago kita ng mga attorneys o ano gusto niyo i-change ta nga hindi ta pagtawgon nga privilege speech. Manifestation na lang. Okay. Hindi pero kailang manifestation we refer to the committee on public for committee hearing. Ano you refer this manifestation? Okay, please manifest that this is not a privileged speech para we stick to the rules. Also at the same time to accommodate the urgency. Hindi na nga ito nga kopya. Okay. Okay, na lang floor leader. Picture ko na lang board rights. Okay. Sige, before ako magbalik kita, my session is in order. Board June, palihog lang i-manifest man. This is a manifestation, not a privileged speech. Board Rolex, please also state that as a way to recognize this for you. Board Doctor, okay? Manifestation. Pero this is a reminder na for everyone. Next time, we will not entertain discussion regarding this matter. Definitely next session na. Ma-start lang kita sa 2 week. Karon kung January pa lang kita, why kita stick to the rules and whatnot, nadugkay ni karon nga ating nabulog na session. Okay kita? Ready na everyone? Ready? Okay. Session is in order. Floor leader?
Your Honor, may I ask you to recognize the Honorable Julie S. Mondihar of the 2nd District of Iloilo for a manifestation.
Yes. The Honorable June S. Mondihar of the 2nd District of Iloilo is recognized for his manifestation.
Madam Presiding Officer, Dr. Leader, Madam Pule, I think we have to amend the rules. We have to amend the rules. You know, I prepared this privilege speech last night because of the issue, a piece of the issue specifically about illegal drugs. It was only last night. So, I think we need to amend the rules because sometimes if the timing of the privilege speech, I prepared only last night because of the issue. I gathered the research. I did not attend the Elias concert because of this. I not able to meet GP in Lucena. But it would be unfair on the part of our member Pope as if I delivered this as a privilege speech because there was a time that he advised board member Chippy not to pursue because board member Chippy did not comply with rules. So I think we have to amend the rules. Instead of having a manifestation a day before the delivery of privilege speech, I think the 12 o'clock deadline is enough so that we will be aware, each one is aware of the content or the subject of the privilege speech. But anyway, so that this will be read as a manifestation and not as a privilege speech, let me shortcut this. This is a manifestation. But in a manifestation, can I sponsor a resolution and can I propose an ordinance, Madam Presiding Officer? Madam Presiding Officer, and their colleague, this is pertaining to the two punong barangays that were apprehended in January of 2026 and that was January 7, 2026 and January 14, 2026. No? We are disappointed and alarmed by these reports because a punong barangay who is the chairperson of the Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council appears to be a supplier or pusher of illegal drugs. BADAC is an anti-drug abuse council which is at the forefront of the campaign against illegal drugs in the barangay. It may be more challenging and difficult to win the fight against illegal drugs if the entrusted commander against illegal drugs in the barangay, who had sworn to follow the law before his constituents shortly after elected to office, has ironically and perniciously violated the law for being a retailer of illegal drugs. With this one after the other reports of drug-related apprehensions involving punong barangays, there is a possibility that other barangay officials here in the province of Iloilo are also insidiously selling illegal drugs, but have not yet been apprehended because they are still subject of validation, or they have not yet been caught by the radar of the PNP or the PDEA. However, with this possibility, we still hope that the other barangay officials who have not yet been influenced are not cooperating with them in their illegal drug activities. In the previous meeting of the Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, barely a month ago, PDEA reported that out of 1,721 barangays in the province of Iloilo, 1,720 were already drug-free and drug-cleared. Indeed, only one barangay has remained to be cleared of illegal drugs. With the apprehension of the two punong barangays in January 7 and January 14, 2026 respectively, there is a need for the PDEA and the PNP to review their strategies to ensure sustainability of the status of the barangays declared as drug-free and drug-cleared. Madam Presiding Officer, my esteemed colleagues, although PDEA and PNP are still reliable and worthy of our trust, but I think it is a must for the provincial government to help them monitor and ensure the sustainability of the status of drug-free as well as drug-cleared barangays in the province of Iloilo. Hence, this representation wishes to sponsor the following resolutions and an ordinance. Number 1, resolution commending the police officers responsible for the apprehension of two punong barangays on January 7 and January 14, 2026, after 410 grams of suspected shabu and 8.2 grams of dried marijuana and 950 grams of alleged shabu were seized from them respectively. Number 2, resolution urging the chairpersons of the municipal, city anti-drug abuse councils to take necessary and appropriate actions so that these humiliating apprehensions of punong barangays will not happen within the respective territorial jurisdictions. And number 3, resolution urging the PDEA to come up with more effective strategies to ensure sustainability of the status of the barangays declared by PDEA as drug-free and drug-cleared. And number 4, ordinance organizing Barangay Bantay Droga, prescribing their duties and functions, providing funds thereof, and for other purposes. Madam Presiding Officer, may I request Lord Leader for the approval of these 3 resolutions and for the referral of the proposed ordinance to the Committee on Public Order and Security.
Floor Leader.
Your Honor, I stand with the gentleman from the 2nd District with respect to his stand against illegal drugs. And I wish to propose that we approve the 3 resolutions as follows, which I will state one after another. First, I move that we pass a resolution commending the police officers responsible for the apprehension of the 2 punong barangays on January 7 and January 14, 2026 after 410 grams of suspected shabu and 8.2 grams of dried marijuana and 950 grams of alleged shabu were seized from them respectively, subject to the style and language of the Secretary. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by Board Members Distura, Garin, Herminanda, Piñol, also Tupas, unanimously seconded. Motion is hereby approved and carried.
Second, Your Honor, I move that we pass a resolution urging the chairpersons of the municipal, city, anti-drug abuse councils to take necessary and appropriate action so that these humiliating apprehensions of punong barangays do not happen to the respective territorial jurisdictions, subject to the language and style of the Secretary. I so move, Your Honor, that we approve this.
Within the respective jurisdiction. Within, instead of
Within their respective jurisdictions. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second to the motion? Seconded by Board Members Distura, Herminanda, Garin, Tupas, also Gonzales, Palabrica, Cahilig, Javier, and Debuque. Any question, objection, discussion? Hearing none, motion is hereby approved and carried.
And number 3, the last, Your Honor. I move that we pass a resolution urging the PDEA to come up with more effective strategies to ensure sustainability of the status of barangays declared by PDEA as drug-free and drug-cleared, subject to the language and style of the Secretary. I so move, Your Honor.
So moved. Any second? Seconded by Board Members Distura, Garin, Herminanda, also Tupas, Gonzales, Palabrica, Cahilig. Unanimously seconded. Motion is hereby approved and carried.
Your Honor, as to the court, we don't have the draft ordinance. So I will just refer this to the Committee on Public Order and Security. So I move that we...
Madam Chair, for the record, I instructed my staff to distribute the draft ordinance.
Secretariat, please provide a copy to our floor leader.
My mistake, Your Honor.
The
It's
last
attached to
speech,
the
yes, it's attached.
privilege
Yes.
speech. Your Honor, I move that we attach to the
Manifestation.
privilege speech.
Yes.
Your Honor, I move that we refer the proposed provincial ordinance number 2026 a number entitled an ordinance organizing the Barangay Bantay Droga BBD, prescribing their duties and functions, providing funds therefore and for other purposes, to the Committee on Public Order and Security. I so move, Your Honor. Motion to refer.
Okay, konti nga lang, sorry. Okay, the proposed provincial ordinance entitled an ordinance organizing the Barangay Bantay Droga BBD, prescribing their duties and functions, providing fund thereof, and for other purposes are hereby referred to the Committee on Public Order and Security.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Okay.
Any more? We are still in unassigned business. Board Member June, any more proposed resolution?
Your Honor, we will now proceed to item 14. Item 13 on announcements. May I ask my colleagues if there are announcements on the floor?
Okay, resolution and announcement. Announcement for the committee hearing. Okay, Board June, balik ito kay level chairperson. Please invite a chairperson of public order and security to invite members of the August body to attend committee hearing on yes.
Tomorrow committee hearing. Sa Committee on Public Order and Security. Madam Presiding Officer.
Economic Affairs and Investment and Committee on Agriculture regards to importation of rice in the province of Iloilo. Tomorrow, what time, Board June?
Ano oras bukas naman?
9 a.m.
Okay. 9 a.m. Here's a session. Okay. Yes, Board Rolex, you're recognized for your announcement.
No announcement.
No more announcement. Okay. Any more announcement from the August body? Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, if there are no more items to be taken up, I move for